put it all together on the big stage? Those are always the question marks that you have for the newcomers at this level. And so far has passed the test with flying colours. GEX, though, on the move at the moment in 9th, but they have a chance to finish the day inside of the top 8.
Oh, I can salute, get any more points. Already 7 for Downwell. That's an all-right game. That's a solid par game. But if you can get any more, that is just going to be even better. Gets a knock, but can't confirm it, can't get a second. So good follow-up by GEX to maintain themselves in control here, and now they can look towards the center of the zone. But this spread that Entropic have, I mean, the crossfire is strong. If anyone gets dropped, then things can start to unravel for them. But they're also going to have to contend with Cerberus on the opposite side.
Well, last game it was a 4 versus 4 versus 4. Now we've got a 3 versus 3 versus 3. And then, again, somewhat similar to the last game as well. It comes to this sort of eye of the storm moment where all our 3 remaining teams, virtually opposite ends of the circle, not really close by, nothing essentially saying that it's going to kick off straight away. So I'm sensing there's a bit of time here still before it really does come to a close. But the one thing I will add, 8th, 9th, 11th on the leaderboard. Big moment. Closing out day number 1 for this group. For these teams around the middle portion of the pack in a top-heavy group, this is a big chance to collect some points.
Yeah, there is still 5 points to get for yourself. There is still 6, maximum 6 kills to get for yourself as well. So that could shift any of these teams, not just from the middle of the pack, but towards the top.
Well, the circle
doesn't really favor anyone.
Not towards anyone. And I like that, at least. But obviously for Entropic, they'll probably feel like they've got a bit of work to do. Because in some ways, I feel like they've got a bit more of a decision to make here as to which way do they really play this circle. Cerberus, I think, will probably try and wrap it up north. And GX might try and do the same thing. And if that does eventuate, Entropic will be in the middle of both of them.
Shots across the zone, or across the center, towards Luca. And that just presence alone, him slightly peeking out, calling their attention his way, might have allowed, obviously, the opportunity to back up and give the space required for Cerberus to not completely overrun them. Because as you were saying, with Cerberus on the west, GX on the east, if the timing works out the way that it could, Entropic could just get squashed in the middle.
Yep.
Fortunately, no one's in the center. They're all on the edge, so there's only so much value, but Ivis goes down.
Tycon makes his presence known. Big time shot, but it might just go back onto a member as well in Duck Might. And Xavier can't land the shot, so there was that brief moment where despite getting it down yourselves, you might then lose a player, but Cerberus are managing to keep all 3 players alive. Xavier goes for some more shots, smokes are up, so obviously very difficult to land any damage there onto Tycon. The question is, Avas has been, he's been completely left. So QBE and Lucarex are actually pushing onto GEX. If Cerberus survive these initial shots from Xavier, which they are so far, and then you see QBE and Lucarex pushing onto GEX, Cerberus might just be in a good position to be the third party here.
The problem is no one has really been able to crack this zone wide open. They're all still on the edge because this zone is kind of just like a bowl.
Yeah.
If you go towards the center, that's not control. That's just putting yourself out to get easily killed. But this crate, that's enough of bait for him. Has to rush forward. It's a little bit of cover as well, but Xavier might be able to find the angle.
Yeah, Xavier's had this angle for a while, but as the duo of Entropic continue to edge closer to GEX, it's an angle he might not be able to hold for much longer, and that will be a massive reprieve for Cerberus. In fact, it's probably their win condition from here, that Entropic take the fight with GEX and force GEX off the top of this bowl.
Ivis going down means that Entropic have essentially been forced to go towards the east side, which is great for Cerberus. That one knock, that one kill is butterfly affecting into what could potentially be an entire win if things go the way that they're currently looking.
Here's that fight now, starting to really develop. Lucarex, QBE throwing out all of their utility early on. Molotov will just miss. Xavier, time to heal up. It gets shot under the vehicle. Xavier did get knocked, but of course then got one back. Cerberus have got to make the move. They've got to go now. Somewhat Twisted Minds style from the last game. You've got to start getting ground position, but also understanding we can take the fight with these teams as well and look to get as many kill points as we possibly can manage. QBE, the solo.
1v3 against GEX. Now that the revives have come on through. Forward positioning here, but it's not going to be aggressive. It's more controlling, it's more defensive. Just wait to see who wins out this fight. QBE taken down very, very low. And it's basically a shooting gallery. on both sides, but more guns on the side of GEX. They're just going to rush forward. They need to take him out before they can focus on Cerberus, and that is going to be what they're able to do. And it's good enough timing as well.
Cerberus have played this perfectly. Tycon, Darkmai stay back, understanding GEX have to push down into them, into their sight line. So Cerberus, they have the one-man forward, that's Himas. Himas has to be perfect, and he gets the nade onto Savior. Really, really calculated play here from Cerberus, understanding the terrain, but they lose their star prodigy. Tycon falls to Zennan. Now, suddenly, you might have good position, but it's GEX! Zennan landing all of the shots! Darkmai in a 1 versus 2 behind the crate. I mean, what a turnaround from GEX! Don't underestimate these guys at all.
Take the moment to confirm those kills. They're still going to be giving information away. And you don't want to get even a 1 versus 2. You don't want to give them any advantage, but Darkmai down to 15 HP. And Xenon is taking this opportunity while SSR has him covered to wrap around the side and find the angle, because there is not a lot of cover, but it's going to be a final shot from SSR to give GEX the final win of the day.
What a win for GEX, and a good time to do so in the final game of the day. Not just for them, but also for the likes of Cerberus as well, in being able to have a really good end to the day. Really, really important points there. 10 matches, of course, still to be played for Group A. Still a lot more to unravel throughout the week for this group, but still, from what we've seen early on, somewhat top-heavy. It's going to still be very difficult for getting points for those placement positions around that 8th spot. Should still be available for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and this final game especially has really closed what was looking to be a very, very unfortunate gap from that top section. But with the final 3 teams all doing well, win or not, it's going to be a little closer. That means it's going to be easier for them to try and overtake them, or at the very least, the important thing, secure themselves in the top 8.